Hi all, welcome to my YouTube channel Easy Coding with Ankit. Today we will solve Leetcode problem. Let's get started. So today's problem is threesome, problem number 15. It's a medium type problem. Let's see this problem in Leetcode first. In the description, it's mentioned given an integer array nums, return all the triplets num I, num j, num k such that I is not equal to j, I is not equal to k and j is not equal to k, and num of I plus num of j plus num of k equal to 0. So sum of these three triplet will be 0. If it is 0, then those triplet we can return as a response. We can find this type of triplet in this array. And notice that the solution set must not contain duplicate triplets. So we have to also verify that we are not returning duplicate triplets as well. That also we have to check. In the input we have got -1, 0, 1, 2, -1 and -4. Output is -1 and 2. If you add these three number, then it will become 0. Then -1, 0 and 1, it will also become 0. So those two triplets are our answer of this if we get this. In second example, nums contains 0, 1, 1. So we can't add this 3. If we add this 3, it will not become 0, it will become 2. So in that case, not triplet is not possible. In third example, it contains 0, 0, 0. If we add this through 3 also, it will be sum will be 0 only. So we can return this through 3 number as a triplet. So we need to return values, not index values. Basically, that we have to take care. And how we will do it. So let's discuss how we'll do it. Um, Here also we will be using two pointer concept basically. But what we will do, let's see. Let's consider the first example where array is -1, 3, 1, 2, -1 and -4. So first task what we will do, we will sort this number, sort this array. So after sorting, it will become -4, -1, -1, 0, 1, 2. Now we got the sorted array. Our target is to find triplet whose sum is 0. So target value is 0. So we have to find three number who once we add those three number, it will become 0. So how we will find it? For first, what we can do, we can fix our pointer. We will start with first index, then we'll keep going till the end of the array. So that I'm denoting with yellow color. So I will start one pointer, first pointer with 0 index, then 1 index, then 2 index, like that it will increment. And for this index, this we can consider as the first pointer. After that, we will be creating two more pointer. One we can name it as a start, one we can name it as an end. And what we will do now, we will increment start index value one by one, and we will be decrementing in value one by one. And what we will do, we will first we got the first pointer whose value is -4. Then we will add this with start pointer and end pointer. These three pointer value we will be combining, and we will be checking if it is equal to 0 or not. If it is equal to 0, then those three value will be storing into array list. So let's, as we know the target value is 0. First we got the first pointer is pointing to -4. So 0 minus -4, it will become 4. Now we have to find other two value whose value is -4. So once we add that, it will become 0. So first we have start is pointing to -1, end is pointing to 2. So we will check these two values will be 1. So it is not -4. So we can, now what we will do, first we will check if the value of these two pointer is less than a rest, we can consider this as a rest sum. Rest sum is target value minus that first pointer value, that is minus 4. That value we can consider as a 4. So if the remaining value is less than the rest sum, that we can, then we can increment start index, start pointer. If it is greater than rest sum, then we can decrement end pointer. Basically, we will be coming towards left side if it is greater than rest sum. If it is less than rest sum, then we will be incrementing start and moving towards the right side. So that's how we will move these two pointer. Like finding the sum, we already discussed, we have seen this in finding two sum in sorted array. So that's the same logic we are applying here. We have two pointers, start and end. One by one we will be adding these two and checking if it is less than rest term or not. If it is less than rest term, then we will be incrementing start pointer. If it is greater than rest sum, then we will be decrementing in end pointer. And once start is greater or equal to end, then we will stop it. Then what we will do, we will move our first pointer from 0 index to 1 index, and then we will start again with first pointer plus we will take as a start pointer. End will be same array dot length minus 1. So like that we will continue. Once we find if the sum, total sum of all these three pointer is 0, here you can see first pointer is pointing to minus 1, start is pointing to minus 1, it will become minus 2, and then end is pointing to 2, so minus 2 plus 2 become 0. So that will, so these three triplet we can store into output. And to validate if we are not storing duplicate triplet, what we can do, once increment one, while incrementing this start, we can check if the value of next index value is also same, then we can skip for those. We can do for first pointer as well, and we can also do for start and end pointer as well. These three pointer we will check this condition. If it is matching with the adjacent number, then we will skip those, we don't have to consider those. So let's write the code for this. I will go in Leetcode. First task is to sort the array so that we will get the data in ascending order, so we can move our start and end pointer. If it is not in sorted order, then you can't use start and end. You have to find a different logic for that. So first is I will call start.sort method, arrays.sort method, and will pass nums. So it will sort the array first. Once I get the sorted array, we have to find the target value. Target value is 0. So we need to find the triplet whose sum is equal to 0. So this we have to consider. Now after that, we need to return list of integer. So let's create a output here first. Output list of integer equal to, we can name as answer, new equal to new, array list, inside that again list integer. So we have created a array list integer we have created, and that will return as a response. Now inside this, once we know that in the second example, you can see if the sum is not possible, then we are returning blank. Let's say if num has no element, if it don't contain any element, or if the length of this nums is equal to 0, then we don't have to return anything, we can return blank. So what we can do, we can check if nums equal to null or nums dot length equal to 0, then we can return blank list with no data. Basically whatever we have created, same thing we are returning. So that's our first condition. Now we need to check, we need to fix our first pointer. How will we fix it? We will use a for loop inside this. This for loop will start from first index and it will go till the length of the array. So we can name it as a pointer 1. We can name it as pointer 1. We'll start with 0 index. Then pointer 1 is less than nums dot length. Then pointer 1 plus plus. This is our for loop, first for loop, and this pointer we are fixing it, and based on that we will move our start and end pointer. So that we are fixing it here first. Now once we got our first pointer, we need to find rest sum. What is will be the rest sum that we have to find with those two pointers? Rest sum will be target minus nums of pointer 1. So whatever rest sum we got here, that we have to find. We have to find. How we will find it? We have to find based on the sum of start pointer and end pointer. We have to create two pointer now. Start pointer we can set as a pointer 1 plus 1, because it will we don't have to consider pointer 1. Pointer 1 will be already included, so we have to start from the next element, and then we will be using end pointer. End pointer will be nums dot length minus 1, so it will be start point. End pointer will be pointing to last element of the array. So we got our two pointer. Array is sorted. Now we will add a condition. First condition, we first thing we will be looping here till start is less than end, and then inside this we will check if the sum of these two number, what we can do, we can store this into some value, like we can name it to sum of nums of start plus nums of end. These two value we are storing into toSum. Now we'll check if toSum is less than start rest sum, then we will have to increment start plus plus. We have to increment start pointer, because the value of these two sum is less than rest sum. So we have to basically increment that value. And how we will increment it? We know that array is sorted, so if we add the next value, so it will be a larger value than, if you consider, let's say start is pointing to 1, so start one index value will be less than the second index value, so we are moving to second index, then we will get some large value. So for that, that's why we are moving start pointer. In else case, else if same way, if toSum is greater than restsum, then we have to decrement in minus minus, because we have to reduce the sum of these two pointer. How will we remove? How will be decrementing it? By decrementing the it pointer, so it will select the less value as compared to the last index value. Else case, when the toSum is equal to restsum, because less than or greater than we have considered. Third case will be if it is equal to rest case, then we have to store this data into array list. So we'll be creating list integer sub answer, we can name it, or sublist, or triplet, we can name it triplet. New array list. Inside triplet we will be adding first pointer value we have to add first, so we can pass nums of pointer 1, that value we have to add. Second value will be num of start, we have to add. In triplet, add nums of start, triplet dot add nums dot nums of end. So these three value will be stored into triplet. So now we got our triplet. Once we get our triplet, we have to increment start or end value. How will increment? We will not increment directly. We have to check if that value is, if let's say if you are incrementing start value, so we will check if start plus one value is also equal to start, then we will not do it, we will skip it. So we'll be adding while loop here. If start is less than nums dot length minus one and nums of start is equal to nums of, or we can say triplet, triplet, because this value we are storing into triplet, so I will directly take from triplet. In triplet, start value is stored at first index, it will be stored at 0 index, this will be stored at 1 index, like that it will be stored into second index. So start value is stored into first index, so I will get that value from first index and I will compare. If it is equal, then we will be incrementing start plus plus, because we are skipping, we don't have to store the duplicate triplet here, so that's why we need to skip it. How will be skipping here? Like this, we are skipping by checking if it is start value and the adjacent of start also is same, then we'll be incrementing the start. Now in again we will be decrementing for end also. So for end also we'll be checking if here we don't have to check till nums dot length minus one, we can check till end also, because after end we don't have to consider that is that condition only we are using in this while loop also. So same condition we'll be using here, just to check if we are not going outside uh, length of the array or also outside the end, we are not crossing the end pointer as well. And nums of end equal to triplet, triplet dot get end value. You can see we are storing in the second index, so we'll be getting from second index, and if it is true then we'll be decrementing end. So that's how we are incrementing start pointer and decrementing end pointer. So these two is important because we don't have to store duplicate triplet. Now we got, once we got this triplet we have to add into our answer. So answer, what we will do, we will doing answer dot add and we are passing triplet here. So now it's added inside the answer. Once while loop is done, after that this else condition is done, and then after that we have this while loop start and end. And once it is done, you can see we are taking care of incrementing start and end, that is done. After that, here we have to check again, we did for start and end, we are checking if it is the adjacent value is also same as the first one, then we are not storing it, we are skipping those. Same way here also we can skip, we will be adding while loop, and here we will check if pointer 1 plus 1 equal to, not equal to, less than or equal to, less than or equal to nums dot length minus 1, because we have to check if it is not crossing the last pointer. We can use less than nums dot length, or we can use less or equal to nums dot length minus 1, and nums of pointer 1 is equal to nums of pointer 1 plus 1. If this condition is true, then we will be incrementing pointer. So we will not use the same pointer and we will be not producing the same triplet. So to skip that, Just like these two also, we will be incrementing and checking if it is equal to adjacent number, then we'll be skipping. We are just doing plus plus here. So now we have taken care of duplicate condition also. Once we return it here, we need to, like, after this part, the for loop will be ended here, and then after for loop we have to return our answer here. So you can see what all we have did. We first sorted our array so that we can apply our two pointer concept. Here we have to find three sum. Now if we sort it, we can use our two sum concept, where first we will fix our pointer, so first pointer will be excluded. Now for two pointer, what we will do, we will start with one pointer with at the starting index, one pointer will be start with the ending index. If the sum of these two is less than, then we will be incrementing start pointer. If it is greater than, then we will be decrementing end pointer. If it is equal, then we will store those two triplet into our answer. And to take care of duplicate also, we'll be checking if the number start is equal to adjacent number, then we will be incrementing start. If it is, in case of end also, if it is same, then we'll be decrementing it. And for first pointer also, we will be checking if it is equal to adjacent element, then we'll be incrementing pointer plus plus, pointer 1 plus plus. That's all about this three sum logic. Let's run the code and see. We got one array, we got some error. Here I've used small integer. I will change it. After that, you can see it is working for all three conditions. Let's submit the code. It is working for all the test cases as well. So it's fine, it's working correctly. And this problem is comes under two pointer concept. If you know about two pointer concept, so same concept we are applying here. We right now we have three pointer. So one pointer we are fixing it through for loop, and other two pointer, instead of writing for loop, we are constructing like this. We are starting with start index, and we are other pointer we are starting with end index. What is the time complexity of this algorithm? First, um, for sorting, it will take n log n time if it is using quick sort. Then we are using a for loop. So this for loop execution is n. Inside that we have while loop. While is again from start till end. So for each uh, this execution, this iteration, for loop iteration, while loop will is starting from start, and then it will go till end, or we are decrement, we will be starting and will be incrementing start pointer and decrementing end pointer. So it will be less than n only, we can say as a login also, but we can consider n also this one. So n into n will become n square. And yeah, so the main time complexity of this algorithm, this here is n log n, but this one is n square, so we can consider as a n square. So that's about this three sum problem. Thank you for watching my video. If you like the video, please give a hit and also subscribe my channel. Thank you.